Hello to everybody watching this video. First, before I start this video off, I want you to think about your goals, okay? I want you to think about what you aspire to be. And I don't want your goal to be, I want to go to Harvard, I want to make $1 million, I want to, I want to be rich, I want this girl, that's not what I mean, okay? I want you to have a real goal, a goal that's specific, a goal that's that is achievable, but you have to apply yourself to achieve that goal, For me, my goal, I'll give you an example, I have 2 goals, Actually, I have one main goal, but that's really it. My main goal is to retire my parents and build, that's not what I mean by retire my parents. I'm saying I want to build my house. I died in New Hampshire because he loves the cold, he loves snowboarding, and I want to build my mom a house in Florida where it's hot, it's warm, and she can relax, I want to do that for them, and that's my biggest goal, and I can achieve that goal in multiple ways. I can achieve the goal, by so many ways. In the way I want to achieve the goal is by day trading, by making a lot of money, not for me, but to reach my goal, And now that I have a goal in motion, I have something to strive towards. I have something to work towards. That I said I have a goal for so long, Instead of saying I want to be rich, I want a Ferrari, I want you to have goals that make you happy. I don't want you to have goals that that you see on Instagram, that you see that you're doing it because to show people that you're better, I know a lot of people that have goals like that. They have goals, saying I want to be richer than this guy. I want to be rich. I want to make money. I want to, go to this college. But I just want you to think about the end goal, okay? Like after that, what happens? Are you happy? Do you feel accomplished? What do you feel? For me, I feel so accomplished because why? My mom gave me everything. My dad gave me everything. They sacrificed so much stuff for me when they knew they can't afford it. They gave me all this stuff, where they knew they were struggling, they knew they were trying, but they gave it to me anyway because they want to see me happy. I love them so much for that, And I'm never gonna stop giving my, because once I retire, I'm never gonna stop working until I hit that goal. Once I hit that goal, I can live life normally. I can I can live life relaxed. I know I achieve my goal, Because when you say if your goal is to be rich, that's so broad. That's basically saying, you're basically saying you should be rich. You're saying it's gonna happen, I'm not saying I have to be rich to retire my parents. I have to make a lot of money to retire my parents. You want a goal that's achievable, a goal that that you can value, and that goal is so much closer than you think. Okay? That goal is right in front of your hands. You could reach it. It's out of reach, maybe it's a little out of reach, but I know you can reach farther than you usually can, That's called getting out of your comfort zone and do something that you truly want to do, something that you is meaningful to you, and I know you can, And another goal I have is, donating a lot of money, donating a big fraction of my amount before I pass away, to kids who can't afford Bibles, to kids who, and just donate to churches, who spreading the word of God, because that makes me feel that makes me feel closer to God. That makes me feel like my money's going to somewhere, useful, instead of saying I want to be rich, because that was my goal. My goal was to be rich, but I didn't know how. I didn't know, I didn't really have a goal after that. I was thinking my goal after that, what do I want after I'm rich? This, I want to branch off more and more to a farther goal than because that you can achieve, than just saying I want to have a lot of money, I want this girl, I want a lot of stuff, it's hard. I know it's hard. You have a lot of things on your plate right now. You have school, you have homework, you have maybe you're in college, you have jobs, you have stuff like that. But you also have time to relax. You have time to, I want you to fit in time to relax. I want you to fit in time to spend time with your family. I want you to spend time with your friends or maybe your partner. Maybe stuff like that. but you need time for your goal, okay? But I think maybe it's different for you, but I don't see school as a good fit for me, you know? Because I see something farther than much more valuable than school. Like going to school for the rest of my life, you know, becoming a doctor, becoming a lawyer, becoming stuff like that, you know? I see so much out of this world than just that, you know? Sorry, it's like a pimple of mine. Gosh. Anyways, maybe something different for you, but mine is I don't wanna go to college, you know. I'm a smart kid. I have a 4.0 GPA, I have all A's right now. I'm very smart. I'm in all honors AP classes, you know. But that's not what I wanna do. I'm not enjoying it. I know, like, I'd rather do something that I enjoy, you know, but and I enjoy day trading. I enjoy looking at the market, looking at data, you know, looking at stuff like that. Because this makes me feel, you know, fulfilled. This makes me feel like my life was meaningful, you know. Because this is what I want to do. Because I promise you, let's say you're dreaming to start a business and get successful, you know. That's a very good goal. But if you keep procrastinating, you keep waiting for the moment to start, you know, you're gonna be dying out, you'll be bleeding out on your deathbed, and you're gonna regret not starting, you know. You have to start. You know, you can't just say that I have a goal of starting this thing and just never start it, because I promise you, time is ticking. You think you have all the time in the world, but you don't. Life is going down shorter and shorter, you know. And you're waiting all this time for this perfect moment to come. It's not going to come, okay? Because I always check my phone, waiting for her to text back, you know, wait for my ex to text back to me and say, I want you back, you know. But I know it's not going to come. And do you know what I did? Put my phone down, delete social media, delete everything. I'm done with that. Because I need to focus on my goals. I need to focus on my goal over time, my parents, you know. And that's all I have in mind. That's all I want to do when I grow up. After that, I can relax and feel fulfilled. And when I go up to the gates of heaven, God's going to ask me, what is your life meaningful to you? And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say yes. Yes, I'm not going to lie to him and say, no, yes, it was meaningful. I'm going to say, yes, it was meaningful because I retired my parents. I made them happy. I made them proud of me, you know, because that's what I want to do. They gave me so much in life. You know? Your goal gave me so much more different than mine. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing, you know. Maybe your goal is, you know, giving out to kids in need, you know, stuff like that. But you don't need to go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on, you know, whatever, and search up good goal. You know, you don't need to search up how I become rich, how I do these things, you know. Because if you don't enjoy it, if you're following someone else's route, you know, what's the point of living? You're living somebody else's life, and you don't want that, because you have different goals, you have different interests, and you should follow these interests, you know? You should follow what you like, instead of letting other people add to your birth, letting other people decide what you like. You just have to do what you like, you know? Even if it's hard. But you have to understand, you have to understand yourself. You have to be alone for a couple of days, you know? Understand who you are, what you want to do. It took me about 2 years to find out what my true goal was, and this is my goal: retire my parents. You know, because I know by the time I'm done with that, I'm gonna be so fulfilled. I know I am, because this is what I want to do. Because my goal when I was a kid, you know, let's say my older goal was to have a Lamborghini. You know, and I wanted a Lamborghini. Why? I didn't think about that time, but I wanted a Lamborghini to flex. Even I didn't like it that much. I only liked it because I wanted to flex on people. You know, that's not what I want. I want to make my life meaningful, and my life is meaningful when I give it to my parents. When I see them proud of me, I know my life is meaningful there. You know. And if you don't get a lot from this video, I just want you to know that your goal is so much closer than you think. But you have to apply yourself. You have to try. You can't look back in the past. You have to keep moving on. You can't look back in the past, you know. I want you to create short goals. Goals that build discipline. Goals that build motivation. And always keep that one big goal. Keep like 3 small goals. One big goal. 3 small goals for me. Stop lusting. Stop swearing. You know. Stop procrastinating. Those 3 things are things I'm getting so much better at every day. I'm swearing, you know, a lot less than I was a couple of months ago, you know. And I'm proud of myself for that. Okay? If you don't get a lot from this video, I want you to realize, put in the effort, put in the time. Okay? You have time to work. You have time to take it slow, take it easy. But you also don't have time to wait for that perfect moment. Okay? You have to start. You have to do it. Okay? I promise you, it'll be worth it. I promise you that day will come where you feel happy, where you feel fulfilled. You know? But you can't just let it happen by waiting for it to happen. You have to put in the effort and time. You know? I know it's hard. I know you want to give up. But life doesn't just pause when it gets hard. You know? It doesn't. And life is still going on. You know? Your goals are so much closer. They're right there, man. They're right in front of you, waiting for you in a safe that you can find the code of, as long as you put in the effort to try to find the code. You know? You're not gonna, because what you're doing right now, you're putting a bunch of numbers in the code, waiting for that code to see if to open, to get that goal. But in reality, you're wasting your whole life for that one goal to happen. And by the time you find that code, life's already over. And you wasted your whole life, man. Okay? I want you to look back here. I want you to look at life right now and say, is this what you want? Do you want to stay in school and become a dentist, or are you only doing it for the money? You know, because that's what I want to do. I wanted to become an orthodontist to make 400K, 300K a year to retire parents. But that's not what I want to do. I want to become a therapist because I love talking to people. I love telling people, you know, advice and giving them help, you know, because that makes me feel happy. That makes me enjoy my life, you know. I don't want to do something that's not meaningful to me. I want something that's meaningful to me, so I can become a better person, become a better partner, become a better, you know, person in general. And you should too. Okay. You don't have to follow any of my goals. I'm not telling you to. I encourage you not to. I encourage you to, you know, spend a day by yourself. Write down a couple of things of what you like. Write a couple of things that what you want to do, you know. Don't just do it for the money. Don't just do it for the fame. Do it for yourself. It's not about how much money, how strong you are, how much money, fame you have. It's about when God asks you, was your life meaningful to you? I don't want you to lie. I want you to say yes and don't lie. If you say no, then you still failed, okay? Keep that head up. Keep looking straight. Don't look back at the past, okay? Your goal is so much closer than you think, okay? Okay. Don't give up on me, alright? I know it's hard. I know you feel like giving up, but you can't give up, okay? Don't give up. Alright, peace out, alright? Head up. Don't look back. Peace.